Embarrassing.
Yeah, I mean, as someone who's not, not American, I'm shocked because it has those statements that Trump and Vance made have a lot of very worrying implications now for the rest of Europe.
Yeah.
If I was Zelensky, I'd be furious. The Ukrainians are furious as well. I so far don't think they've made a statement, or at least Number 10 hasn't made a statement yet on this, which is understandable, given the fact that you've had both Macron and Starmer go to Trump to try and be the Trump whisperer, as they did in the first term.
Right. Try to appease the petulant child.
Well, it's not even appeasing the petulant child. It was talking to the people around Trump.
Right.
That was the most important thing during the last Trump term. And I think it is really now. It is really now just the answer that the people even around Trump just not capable. There's no adults in the room. The only one is Marco Rubio. And I'll tell you now, if you watch that interview, the look of horror on Marco Rubio's face says it all. So we'll see how long he lasts as foreign secretary. But
defenestration, I hear, is it's very contagious this time of year.
Oh, it is. It is. Why are you paying one of our members? Thank you very much. So much rage right now. I'm literally shaking.
I hear that.
Yeah. But yeah, Mikey, this is our first time together, first ever stream. Well, not our first time together, but it's just us two so far. Like I say, we'll see if anyone else joins us in a moment.
Good thing it's just light comedy, banter, crumpets versus biscuits, and then we have like this big long fight. Just the not so important stuff.
Yeah.
My wife actually got off of work early today, and we were eating some lunch, eating some pasta, as you guys like to call it, and just utterly gobsmacked. I'm like, oh, the press conference is live, and I flip. And you just see the meltdown in real time. All of you Republicans out there, and if you're like in the House or the Senate, impeach him now. His brain is clearly not there. Like, I get that he's a bad guy, but to like linger on the Hunter Biden laptop and Hillary Clinton and all of the glazing of Vladimir Putin, like, well, he's been picked on. Remember when they said that he helped me win an election, which was true.
Yeah.
Like, everybody paid out and went to jail for all that stuff. Like, dude, he's grandpa yelling at the clouds. He doesn't know what's going on. He's about to start a war or make a war even worse than what it previously was because he's so old and doesn't understand what's happening right now. This would be some good television.
Yeah, that statement alone, that is the worst one, because that makes me think, as a lot of people have been saying, that this was all a setup.
Oh, for sure.
That this was all done for the cameras, and that's even worse.
Yeah.
That is even worse if that is the case, that this is all a setup.
It's for show.
Yeah.
But if it is a show, if we all assume that it is a show, who's the audience? It's the Kremlin.
Yeah.
They're popping champagne. They have just defanged their enemy that was whooping their ass. They have just defanged them. Just because all they had to do was just, tell this idiot that he's a good boy, and he fell for it. When he went over there the first time, they warned his aides warned him, hey, Putin is ex-KGB. He knows a lot of like PSYOP kind of stuff, so be careful. He's going to compliment you. He's going to compliment you to make you feel good. And we know you. You're very susceptible to that kind of stuff. It's not going to happen. He's not going to trick me. Look at what you just did.
Yeah.
Just look.
It's I when Trump came in, I was obviously very worried about what he was saying about Ukraine. Very worried indeed. And then he got in, and then he sort of had to moderate his stance, and it was sort of very coming across when he was saying some of this stuff that he was like, "Oh, this situation is just so complicated. I'm gonna have to, like really take a look at it." And he started saying some of the similar stuff that Biden had been saying. So I was like, oh, maybe we've been saved. Maybe this was all just him, usual Trump hot air, and that he is going to support Ukraine. Then, of course, we get the comments immediately after that of him saying, Ukraine started this, which to me was like alarm bells.
Yeah.
I think everyone was like alarm bells after that. Massively alarm bells. Oh, we've got a Scott joining us as well.
Scott.
What happened? What's going on?
Nothing.
The Transatlantic Alliance is dead.
Oh, that's not what I meant. Because we're all like, are we on YouTube?
Yes.
Right. And then because it was I was trying to get it on Skype. I had to download Skype because I hadn't used Skype in so long. I had to download an updated version of it, and then I was like, oh, I guess I finally get into the room. I'm like, oh, there's no one here, right? Okay, I guess there's no show. So then you go on the group chat, like, is there no show? Oh, no, we got this whole other thing. I don't even know what this is.
Oh yeah, I guess I should address the other elephant in the room.
Yeah. Go for it. Oh, have we? Oh no, we've lost him.
Shit.
We should address the other elephant in the room, to which technical difficulties striking at the right moment.
That's funny. No, that is funny. That is funny.
We'll never know what that elephant was.
Well, I'm sure we'll find out. I'm sure we'll find out. I guess it's just gonna sit like that for a while, right?
Yeah.
Like frozen in time.
Yeah.
He's gone off. Then it's gonna come back. I guess it. So yeah. Yeah. No, it's dead. It's over. Yeah. Trump decided to just kick it out the door, literally. Crazy.
Well, not just that, but Zelensky as well, apparently.
Yes. That was kind of what I was trying to say. Yeah. This like there's so many different things I have thought about in regards since I've seen it 2 hours ago, whatever it was. I think this, it's obvious this was a massive show for Putin. Yeah. So I've
heard it's described as Jerry Springer. Springer in the Oval Office.
Well, yes, it was very much that. Just someone needed to pick up a chair.
Yeah. Where was Steve?
Yeah. Where was Steve? No. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, Jerry Springer. But what I'm like, I described it as a techno bro podcast gone wrong. Something called the Unwashed Asses. Over macho, over machismo bullshit. You know what I mean? Just absolute, two gazes just piling onto another gazer like that. It was insane. And then there's, but I think there's all sorts of different little facets of it. We obviously have the very, very obvious conclusion that Trump is 100% in Putin's pocket.
Yeah. I personally think the whole reason is Trump is going back to spheres of influence, spheres of power.
Yeah.
His sphere of influence is the Americas.
Yeah.
I get total control and final say of what goes over in USA, Canada, Mexico, and the rest of South America.
Yeah.
As far as he's concerned, Putin can do what he wants.
Exactly.
I don't need the rest of the world. That
But
is return to isolationism.
But he's gonna need an ally, right? And I think he needs an ally. Huh?
He needs an ally. That's the key thing right now.
Yeah.
Our response, like the response, should be from Europe, is to turn immediately back to America and say, if you're not going to care about our security in Europe, in what we care about, why should we care about yours? And that means we ain't going to help you with China. We ain't going to go to support you in the Pacific. You can forget any more Middle East adventures. We're done.
Yeah.
As long as you do not support us and our security guarantees and what we care about, why should we care about yours?
Yeah. And then I think there's, of course.
Yeah, finally the elephant.
What was the elephant, mate?
Yeah.
They're trying to, I was getting too close to the truth. We
We
have horrible windstorm right now. So I imagine that some power lines touched, made an arc. The stove didn't reset, so I don't have to spend 45 minutes. Come on. Which is the worst part.
You know what? Mine's really easy. I can do mine.
I hate you. Do you have a pin pad? I hate the ones that have pin pads because I have to.
I have a pin pad on mine. I'm like just two little buttons.
I have an up and a down arrow, and it takes 17 hours. And the time changes. You're like, shit. Should I wait a minute or should I just go ahead? But
well, it's easier for us because we don't have the numbers repeat on us when the morning and the afternoon happen. Well, like. You know.
Right. 24-hour clock. Who would have thunk it?
Oh, just before you jump on, because we are getting comments from your YouTube channel as well. We are simulcasting to both my channel and the bin channel as well. So don't worry, we can see your comments as well. They are coming up in the chat.
I can't see shit.
Just hit comments. But we're not on
a browser.
We're not on the politics social thing because the birthday boy made a little so we would have had a very beautiful stream, but none of you would have seen it.
Yeah.
So this was the alternative. So we'll have to have a makeup session. I apologize for Graham for you in his stead. But yes, sorry.
So and then I also think there is a degree of weird pettiness. Why are we talking about what he's wearing?
Yeah.
Why are we talking about the being thankful? Like he expected Zelensky to sort of show up and just get on his knees and start groveling like Wayne from Wayne's World meeting Aerosmith. You know, we're not worthy. You gave us money. I think that Trump really not like. I think he didn't expect it like that, but I think he expected more and he didn't get it. And whatever happened before they went on to into that room, I think something happened there, but I honestly believe ultimately this was planned and premeditated. 100%. This is we're gonna give them a fucking show, right? We're going to let Russia know that we're not going to help out. And I don't know how that's going to affect the other two visits that just happened. If I was Keir Starmer, I would rescind I would tell the king to rescind the state visit.
Yeah, that should be out the window. That should be immediately out the window.
Tell him to go fuck himself, because that is like he was bestowed a massive honor, and he just took a big, huge steaming dump on all of that tonight. So, and then he still, he chucks him out. Then we're not going to have lunch, whatever. And then there's morons coming on the internet, going on radio stations. Oh, Zelensky was rude. I mean, what planet do these people live on? Because we're not looking at the same. We're looking at the same thing, but you're seeing something completely. I don't understand. Where was he rude? All he was saying was Vance went for him and goes, "You're not being very diplomatic." And then he goes, "Okay, but Putin isn't very diplomatic either, right? Yeah. Putin is the problem."
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, he's rude.
Yeah.
So,
like I say, trying to make the point out that since 2014, numerous deals have been signed with Russia, and Russia has broken them every single time.
Yeah.
He's broken the original one, the 1991 one, Budapest Memorandum. Russia is not meant to use military or economic coercion against Ukraine. Otherwise, it's us and the US are going to provide support. And that is why we are providing support now, because of that Budapest Memorandum. You've then got Minsk 1 and Minsk 2.
Yeah.
Both times Russia has broken that. And he was trying to get across on that. This
This guy is not, you can't reason with him. And go on.
Okay. And it was, he said, Obama gave you sheets and I gave you javelins. What were the javelins for if they didn't start it?
Yeah.
You
Right.
big stupid, you big piece of dumb. Like they needed javelins because there was a pillar of tanks advancing on their border.
Right.
So what were the tanks for? To shoot confetti at everybody and gummy bears? Is that what you thought was going to happen? No, you sent him because you knew he meant harm. You knew he meant ill will, and he meant to conquer the nation. That's why you sent arms.
Yeah.
But Putin is innocent in all of this, and he's just being picked on because of a freaking laptop. Are you kidding me right now?
Yeah.
And that unhinged rant at the end was something incredibly special.
Yeah.
And it really showed how the mind of Donald Trump, or what he wants us to think he's thinking, is how crazy it is.
I think the next 24, 48 hours are going to be very interesting.
Yeah.
Like foreign policy wise.
If Europe does not respond to it, well, it has to respond.
Starmer's chairing a meeting on Sunday. So far, there's 18 European leaders. I would be on the phone to every other European leader. You need to be at that meeting. You need to be at that meeting. You need to be there.
Because they have to show a united front now.
Yeah.
And, but again, we're just in that situation that I find the most frustrating, is that Trump is going to get away with everything he just did. Yeah. Like, there will be no accountability for any of it, because all the maggots think what he did was some sort of weird show of strength, because they're crazy. And I mean, I listened to it on the for people in America, the LBC, which is a talk radio.
It's like Fox News. I'm just kidding. Oh
no, that's talk radio.
Yeah, that's talk radio. That's different.
GB News.
Yeah. How rude.
We just had our very first super chat, by the way. Oh, by the way, for people giving super chats, if you give a super chat to my channel, it goes to me. If you give a super chat to the Bin podcast on their channel, it goes to them. Just to make sure, even though we are multi-streaming, if you want to sort of,
we're not monetized. You don't have to do the disclaimer.
Well, if you want to check us some change,
if you want to subscribe to us to help us get monetized, by all means,
go do that. Yeah,
hit the button. We're not monetized yet.
I'll get nothing.
Yes, thank you very much, Maggie Pie. Yeah, Trump is working for Putin. He's a Moscow.
Scott gets nudes. We pay Scott in nudes.
That raises more questions about that. I think that raises even more questions about that. And I wouldn't put to you, because I think the big question now is, what will the Republicans do? Because last week, after Trump made those comments about Ukraine starting the war, Republicans did actually put pressure on him, and he changed his stance on that. So the question is now, is there going to be pressure put on him? Will there be any breaks from Trump in this? And more importantly, I don't know if you kept an eye on Marco Rubio during that video, but Marco Rubio looked absolutely horrified.
Did he?
So what's going to happen to him, and what is he going to
do? He will fall in line. Marco Rubio is a bitch. He will fall in line. Marco Rubio, went up against Trump a couple times now, trying to become the president or whatever. Now he's, I'm going to be foreign secretary. He's going to fall in line. He's a bitch. Sorry. What do you think, Mikey? Sorry.
No, you're good. He 100% is a bitch.
Yeah.
Because any man worth his salt would have been like, hey, let's lower the temperature in here.
What are you
All
guys
right,
doing?
Like, hey, let's lower the temperature in here. But they all just sat there with their hands folded, like, oh, I better not upspeak because look, somebody might bump me on the head. Then get
I
bumped.
think that is true.
That's what
No
you're there
one
for.
stood up. No one in that room stood up for Zelensky.
And isn't
not even Rubio? And like I say, go watch that video and you can see him being horrified.
Isn't that the analogy though? Isn't that the analogy though? That when Trump goes unhinged, his little MAGA Peter Thiel associate will just, start clapping like a seal.
Yeah.
And then everybody else shuts their mouth. That's the problem. I'm surprised Zelensky didn't take a swing at him. I was like, do it.
Well, no, Zelensky was being a statesman.
Yeah.
Right. Even though he didn't wear a suit, which some reporters.
Where's Elon's suit?
Huh?
Where's Elon's suit?
Literally wears Elon's suit. Yeah. The man wears a baseball cap.
Oh, by the way, I've just found this out as well. Apparently, there was a Kremlin.
There was state media.
Yeah,
Russian media was in the room. And then the White House, who have handpicked all the reporters that were going to be there, right? Deny it. It's
that ban the AP reporter. Ban the AP reporter for not saying the Gulf of America.
Yeah.
But Kremlin reporter, come on in.
Yeah.
I got Zelensky in here. Come on in.
And then it's oh no, we didn't do that because obviously the people in the White House think that everybody else is as stupid as they are.
I think they are now. I think it's because I said this at the start. Last time, the way they got around Trump was they didn't go to Trump. They went and talked to, they went to talk to other people. They wanted to talk to people around Trump, and then that's how they influenced Trump. This time, that does not seem to be working at all. This ain't working. The idea that will be the way to sort of influence Trump.
There's my favorite.
It's very clearly not working this time around, and you have to ask the question now: if that isn't working anymore, how can Europe work with Trump when he's like this?
Trump wants legacy. He wants something that he's going to be remembered by. So is adding the start of sorry, you guys read it. It's not my super chat to read.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the super chat again. Yeah, it's aiding the start of World War III. Science Bank 2. Exactly. What Trump has said, what Trump has just done. If anything, that eggs on the start of World War III. It makes the start of a large.
But he gaslit him straight there in front of the whole media, saying, "This is your fault. You're doing this." And Zelensky's just sitting there with his hands folded, going, "No, I'm not." And then,
no.
Yeah.
Idiot old man. No.
Yeah. And he's like, "You don't have the cards." And Zelensky's like, "I'm not playing cards.
I'm not playing cards, man."
My people are being killed. I don't know what else to say right now.
Welcome down to the call as well.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
Hello, guys. Hey up. Oh,
you're right.
Well, that was a public mugging, and all staged and set up, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. Exactly what I said. Yeah.
CD and Ollie Man, our favorite Canadian, says your favorite Canadian politician, my favorite, Jagmeet Singh, is calling for Trump to not be allowed to come to the G7 summit to be held here in Canada, saying that he would much rather, and then it got cut off, stand next to Zelensky than a man trying to annex Canada.
Yeah. Yep. Well, apparently, a lot of I've been. Oh, sorry.
Another super chat. Yeah, thank you very much, One Angry Pagan. UK and Europe must now grow a spine. The US can't be trusted. Yeah,
agreed.
I think we all agree on that one.
Agreed.
I think all of Europe's on that page now.
Yeah,
I think, like I say, I think the next 24, 48 hours, foreign policy wise, are going to be very, very interesting. I'd like to say, Starmer's chairing a meeting on Sunday about Ukraine.
Excuse me.
Going to be, I think that could be very interesting because the way this is now laid out is, if America goes, before all this happened 2-3 weeks ago now, in all of Europe pledged more artillery shells for Ukraine. Those shells that Europe was able to provide will only last 3 months. Europe does not have the capacity. That is the biggest problem. That is why we need the US. So everyone asking, oh, why do we need the US? Why do we still need them? Can't we get them to walk away? Looks like they're going to walk away, but we can only provide so much. Our capacity is not as big as America. We need at least 2 years to get up to capacity, to get up to speed. And that is 2 years. How long
we don't have
Ukraine stand?
Yeah.
Can it stand for those 2 years?
Sorry, what I was going to say just completely slipped my mind. I apologize.
Oh, hang on. While you think, Maggie Pie, thank you very much again. Are the Brexit-shitters still supporting Trump now?
Yes,
some are. Some are.
What I was saying when I was like listening to LBC, the talk radio station, there were people literally calling up, going, "Yeah, Zelensky was completely rude. He was, you know, they were actually throwing out the Russian propaganda line. They were holding that line. So yeah, I mean, the reformers, they're gonna you know, being behind Nigel, who is, his face is permanently in the behind of Donald Trump. Yeah, they're gonna fall in line because they're crazy as well.
I don't know. I think you've seen there's been a lot of pro-conservative, pro-European conservatives suddenly finding their spine in the last couple of weeks.
Well, that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
That is a good thing.
Do you think this could cause reform a major headache now?
Yeah, maybe. But
I think
are stupid.
I think it's you guys are going to hate me for this, and for all of you who aren't in America, feel free to light up America. You're not going to offend anybody. You don't have to couch your language. We're big boys and girls. We can take it, and we deserve it, honestly, at this point. But is it time for you guys to have another referendum to get the hell into the EU right now?
Yeah.
I mean,
right now.
Absolutely.
It would be wonderful, but let's be real.
I think single market and customs union is probably the best quickest way to do so much to that stuff. That is the best quickest way to reduce so much of the damage, because right now we need critical material supply. We need strategic military supply. We are in NATO. We follow standardization for tanks, artillery shell, bullets. They are called NATO rounds for a reason.
5.56.
If we can follow those regulations and rules and those manufacturing rules, why are we not following the same rules as Europe? It makes it look completely silly. And especially now with how America has acted, the world has changed on its head. And we need to go. For the time being, our ally is not in America.
Yeah.
It's
you can say the Transatlantic Alliance is
Canadian Ollie Man is like, we would love to join the EU. And he's like, I want Canada in the EU. It's like, all right,
maybe we could sort something out like that. I've seen people think, could you get Canada like that? But before we go on, Ton, we do have super chat. Thank you very much, Ivan Ambrose. Trump is a specific mental health hazard.
That's a polite way of putting it.
But I do hope you're all right there with that. But thank you very much for your super chat as well. And Tim Ballon, thank you very much as well for your super chat as well. Disband the royal family as they invited Trump. That invite, I think that was strategic. It
was completely strategic. It was.
Trump loves a bit of pomp and circumstance.
Yeah.
Do you think that could still be our Trump card? You know, if he still wants that state visit,
I don't think so. Not after that.
Not after that. I think after that, I think we should withdraw it.
Yeah,
he has to understand that you can't just say shit.
Yeah.
That there's consequences to the shit that you say.
Right.
This is the problem with the whole MAGA ideology, this whole ridiculousness on free speech, they should be able to say whatever the fuck they want, and they shouldn't get any consequences for it. And that is not how life works. So they have to learn. And I think that the best thing that Keir Starmer could possibly do is say, you know what? No, you ain't coming over.
Yeah.
You fucked it, bro. Sometimes you are going to get punished for the shit that you say. Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you very much, Maggie Pie, for another super chat again. Thank you very much. Farage is another Kremlin plant, and if you can put it,
100.
Can't even say it right. But yeah, a reform member. Was it this week? Just last week? Arrested on suspicion
for being
of
a literal Russian spy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, Tim Pool's going to be heartbroken about this.
Oh,
and all the rest of those also in the independent media spaces, all those people taking money from Tenet Media who have been spouting that Ukraine started the war and all this Russia propaganda that they've been spouting for the last year and a half, to the tune of, I don't know, a couple of $1 million per episode. Just throwing money at them.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, thank you very much, Tim Ballon again. Trump won't remember what he was told by his handlers by the end of the week. Well,
absolutely,
that's very true as well. That's very true as well. Thank you very much for the super chat, and of course, now we've got Wayne joining us as well.
Hello.
Hey.
I need to sort my my audio out. I'm not getting anything through my headphones at the minute. So
nope, we're getting it all.
Yeah, we're getting it. Oh yeah.
Sorry.
We're literally getting it all.
Stop smiling. Mute and fix.
I'm not at home.
Mute and fix.
You're not at home? Okay. Well, where's the microphone? How do you got the microphone if you're not at home?
Oh my goodness.
I brought it with me.
Oh, okay.
Phil, thank you very much for that super chat as well. The PM pimped out the king. Can he be unpimped?
Yeah.
I think that is an absolute possibility. I think that is something that should be very, very much on the table. To be honest, that is something Starmer should be discussing. If not, like I say, write to your MP, email them, go find out. It's very easy to do. Go do that. Another super chat. Thank you very much, Alistair McKear. Thank you very much. Rejoining EU is now a must. We cannot trust the US anymore. With Trump now in a powder keg, the king better not have Trump visit here.
There we go.
Around Balmoral that may get him to at least hope. After what has happened today, that should be rescinded. That should very, very much be rescinded.
I do believe that.
Right, but by the way, guys, now I'm in the room. Everything's sorted. Let's go.
Wayne, you got to sort that mic out right now. Right now.
It's so
loud.
Wayne, mute your mic. Listen, mate. Mute your mic and then reselect your stuff. You are blowing everyone's eardrums out and you're ruining our stream.
All right, no worries.
Stop talking and mute your mic.
Sorry, I'll mute him.
Thank you. Like, you don't get it. Like, you have to mute and then fix. You're just blowing everyone's eardrums out.
Otherwise, I'm being fobbed off.
Oh yes. Well, like I say, I didn't mean to not read it in full. But like I say, you did obviously talk about having a panic attack about that. So, again, just I have sort of my own issues as well. So I'm not too comfortable about reading other people's when they talk about open in public. I hope I'm not fobbing you off or anything like that. I'm just trying to be nice, but I'm not fobbing you off, my friend. But
was that the comment about Trump being mental health?
Yeah.
How does that sound?
Wayne, it sounds like
in the future, mute your mic when we all recoil in pain, and then do whatever you just did, and then unmute. Because that is
dude. I'm literally set up in a very different location.
I don't care, Wayne.
Well, as Tim Ballon said, thank you very much for that super chat. Wayne turns up the game to 11.
Yeah, dude.
Yes.
Like, I want you to go back and
Wayne
listen
said you're
to
going
the
to hear me
stream.
tonight.
When
Hear
my
me
good
roar.
friend, you now sound like your voice is like honey dripping off the tongue. You
you sound a lot better.
All right. Look, Potal, me and you, we got the same hat on. It's sexual chocolate, all right? Just deal with it.
I just can't get my voice that low, you know.
Yep.
Sorry.
Dark 4x4. If you swap GB News for Pan-Galactic Gargle Blaster, does it start to make sense, or is it just me? On a lighter note.
Pan-Galactic Gargle Blaster. That sounds like something I would do on a Saturday night.
Oh, fuck off, Scott. Seriously, bruv.
Look at the trees. Hey, what up, Kev? He goes, Wolverine. Yeah, Red Dawn, baby. That's where we're at right now.
I mean, one of the worst things to come out of this is the abandonment of Europe. I've talked about this a lot on Geoscope before, that there is literally a city on Estonia, that the line between Russia and Estonia is literally a straight line, except for this tiny little blip. And that is where a city called Narva sits. What is to stop Putin not fully invading Estonia, but just going in and taking that city and saying, yeah, that city's mine now? There was a reason. I always said this. There was always a reason why Biden constantly came out and said, you know, we are going to defend every single square inch of NATO territory.
Right.
If that happens, will Trump come? Will Trump respond to an Article 5 call?
By the way, rephrase your statement there. Don't say that about Trump.
Will he send in the cavalry? Will he send in the boys? I don't think he will. But before you respond to that, Calvin Corson, thank you very much. I've come late, but I do think Zelensky will look for a deal with China, backed by, of course, the EU/European NATO. China can provide a lot of diplomatic pressure, and Europe can provide security guarantees. It's not just Europe that can provide. Turkey. There's a lot of talk in the past couple of days as well of a potential Turkey-Ukraine alliance potentially coming from this as well. So that's something to watch out for as well. What does Ankara say about this? Definitely watch out for what they're going to say as well in the coming days. But yeah, anyway, back to that question. Do you think if a situation like that happened, as I described in Estonia, would Trump respond to Article 5?
It's a good question now, because he does when we assume that his team that speak out, like this Fox News reporter turned defense secretary, you're muted, Mikey.
He's from the weekend show. He didn't get the main show. He's a weekend guy.
He's a weekend.
He's one of them ones that I just crowbar in every now and then. Like.
Yeah, and he was a critic of NATO. Like a lot of them have been critics of NATO, and just sort of we need to get out of NATO. If that was triggered, it's a good question. It's good, and I don't think we really know unless it was to happen.
But what do you think? Like as a whole, like Europe's kind of role is now, because like Trump's come in and just like basically mic dropped everywhere and just threw matches everywhere on sticks of dynamite, and now like we've got Keir Starmer over there right now going, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, and he's like, all right, mate, jog on. Like, what is Europe's role and the European Union's like role with regards to this war now? Because it seems like the whole NATO thing is fracturing very, very like significantly.
I don't think NATO's fracturing. I think America and NATO are fracturing.
It's America and the European NATO countries are fracturing. That's like I say, I think we've said it constantly, and the theme really is probably for the next couple of days, the Transatlantic Alliance is dead.
Yeah, massively.
Trump and Vance pretty much just killed that.
And that was intentional.
And good old Elon, that little
You know what? I've really enjoyed a whole day of no Elon. It's been quite nice.
Oh, bro,
was it worth it?
Was it worth it? Yeah, that's a good question. That's a good question. But I hope someone asks him why he's not wearing a suit at the next press conference. That would be quite good.
I'd ask him why he's wearing a baseball cap in like official meetings. Like, have a fucking word with yourself, bruv.
So, actually, an interesting question. Just on the from the super chat, like say, Film Nerdy, thank you very much. Hi, I'm a long time lurker. Me and my friends are doing a podcast on Sunday. What topic will we talk about? Do you think China will play a bigger role in sending opportunities to more opportunities to undermine America?
Yes.
Yeah.
I wonder because China is an ally of Russia.
Oh, and thank you very much, Maggie Pie, as well. Yeah, U.S. suffers from Article 5 dysfunction.
Let me do a little introduction here. Famous from the chat and from our Thursday night show, Unbox Politics. This is Canadian Ollie Man. Yay!
How you guys doing?
Trying to leave North America and join the EU. Not unless you take Illinois with you.
Illinois, no. We've got a Canadian here. I would have questioned because I've put this before.
Here we go.
I think this would be a good deal for America. I think this would be a very good deal for Canada. Well, Canada.
Deals off. Deals off.
America.
Wow. Deals off.
Now, you've
he's
done
Canadian. He's fine with it.
Bruv,
share our politeness.
Bruv, you've just shat the bed.
Yes.
But so at the moment, Canada sends all its natural gas and most of its oil down through to processing stations, down to through the US to Louisiana, where it gets sent onto Europe. If, let's say, Starmer and the rest of Europe get on the phone and they say, hey, we will help fund oil and energy infrastructure on Canada's east coast, would the Canadians take it? Would they accept it?
I hope so. To be honest with you, that sounds like a real good deal to me.
Yeah.
The problem is it's raw gas going down to the States, and we don't currently have the infrastructure now to refine it, which is what you guys need.
Yeah, I was going to say to process it, like it's got it comes down raw. America will like mess around with it and then ship it out, so it's not directly.
Allow me to pull up a chair to this conversation. There's several petroleum processing plants here in the great state of Illinois. And look, there's a Great Lake right there. We could put barges. You guys could come on in. You don't have to go into the rest of the country. Don't use that pesky old Mississippi River. Just coming through the lake.
We'll be restarting.
We'll put a port over there.
Runners. That's what we need to start. The whiskey runners who had speedboats and they're going back between, Canada and the US across those Great Lakes. That's where we need to start with oil.
Just go as fast as you can with a boat full of.
So the way I see things going right now is, I guess it's been pushed back to April now, but tariffs go into effect in April, which means the US will basically kind of stop buying 25% of our gross national product if they want to keep the spending the same, right?
Yep.
So we need to ship that stuff someplace.
Hey,
and we will make arrangements and we will ship it. And here's the thing, though: once the tariffs go away, once we have a new market for that stuff, that's where it's going.
Right.
So the United States will continue to pay higher prices because they just won't have the same supply.
Yep.
Yeah,
definitely.
I don't think like the average American understands this what a tariff is and how it affects them.
Donald Trump doesn't know what a tariff is or how it's going to affect.
He does. He just refuses to admit it.
He keeps saying the same shit every time they ask him. So, are prices going to go up when the tariffs? Americans are worried the prices are going to go up. No, the country pays. Okay, he still doesn't get it. He still doesn't understand because he's got some moron, some maggot. Idiot in his ear going, oh no, the country pays for it, Mr. President, don't you worry about it.
Yeah, but that's what I don't understand. Like the information is out there. You can like literally Google it. And
no, that's on the mainstream media. He doesn't want to hear that. That's not what he wants to hear. Why is he gonna listen to that? Why does he want to listen to facts? He doesn't want to hear facts. He doesn't give permission for those facts. Like he gave permission for Macron this week to actually say something. Well, if you want to believe that, I'll give you permission to believe that. You know, he's an idiot. He just wants to believe what he wants.
Alexander, isn't it interesting? The Froster people screwed by Trump with some of his SU supporters. Brexit completely remixed. Yep.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%.
I do just want to go back because I want to address that question that was asked to us. I'll just bring it back up again.
Sorry.
Yeah. Do you think China will play a bigger role in this? So I think obviously Ukraine. And do you sense an opportunity that will now undermine America? I'll take that first because I know the answer to this.
I got second
already. Yes, it's a given.
I'll go third.
It's an absolute given. China is going to get involved in this dispute in some way, shape, or form. You may remember at the Munich Security Conference, China came out of nowhere and just went, "Hey guys, we love the international rules-based order. China supports that." Literally, well, to use WWE parlance, out of nowhere with a steel chair. It's really weird China coming out and saying, yeah, we love the international order. Let's work together on that, Europe. Really weird. So they will be involved in some way, shape, or form. China already has, to some way, shape, or form, been involved in this. Right at the start, just a year after this all kicked off, they did release its own peace plan, which was very, very pro-Russia in a lot of regards. Zelensky did actually end up talking to Xi after that. So that was something that was on the table as well. Whether they will continue with this, they've never really taken too much of an interest in this, except they are buying a lot of very cheap Russian oil and gas at the moment, which they are loving. So they will, but it's a question of what will they do. But
this is 100% a strengthening of BRICS. This blowout is just cemented pretty much the downfall of Taiwan.
Yeah.
Right. Because as soon as Europe no longer has America's back, which is what apparently Trump planned on doing, which was just to piss off all of our allies. Well, now that we have no support, they can go for Taiwan. And who's gonna help us to stop them? Yep. Japan and South Korea, and that's it.
Yep. Thank you very much again, Alexander. Yep, Taiwan should be very concerned. Very concerned indeed.
Because this
I hadn't thought of that.
Because this is the domino that needs to fall. Like Ukraine is the domino that needs to fall for China to finish what they want to do. They're already friends with Russia, so they're not going to give a shit what happens to Ukraine. They're just going to let it happen. And they have their empire. They got their thing going. They got their economy booming. They got the BRICS conference with them in South America. They've got all their deals in India and all throughout Africa. Everyone else has been playing around this, and America was supposed to be the one to regulate, be the one to say, hey, but you got to play by the rules because America might show up. And if America shows up, then everybody's in trouble. Once the really big bully kid who got held back a few years, when he shows up to the fight, it's a different kind of fight. Right. But now it's just going to be the whole rest of the playground against us, because Russia will not support us. Like, we're not going to have trade deals with Russia after all this kicks off. And China is just going to be like, you know what? Cut them off. We don't need them anymore. Brazil's buying stuff. Everybody, Uruguay's got oil. Everybody's got oil. We don't need to do this. We'll just build up Africa and take their money.
To Mikey's point, right? China are doing things in a very clandestine way. They're like literally building roads and infrastructure in Africa and saying, we'll do that for you. And then, we might nick a couple of, diamonds and some rubies and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, we're your friends. We're your friends. Whereas America is just like what Mikey was saying, the big bully that's going to smash you in the face. That don't work anymore.
China's been bolstering the infrastructure of the African continent for 20 years.
Yeah. Yes.
They've been using soft power to get rare earth minerals, and then now no one can understand, where did they get all of these electric vehicles from? because they planned ahead and they
Yeah.
executed their plan, and they didn't make a big clapping, screaming mess about it. They didn't have these horribly messy elections because it's a dictatorship. It is the People's Party, and they are going to do what they have been telling us that they are going to do. It's been right there.
To put it in pub parlance, like they didn't walk out there with their fucking cock out saying, "Right, look how massive."
Wayne.
They just,
Jesus fucking Christ.
China were doing it on a subtle one, like, "Hello, darling, you all right? How you going? How you doing? You all right? Yeah."
You old smooth.
What makes a nice change for someone else to talk about it, right?
Yeah. China's trying to make deals with us for our natural gas and oil too. That's not going to go to the States.
Yep.
What China?
They've already propositioned Greenland for the rare earth minerals up there, and they're like, not a good enough deal yet. Well, I mean, eventually, it's going to sound good enough.
Yeah, like I say, Alistair, again, what we said about the possible deal with Canada and Europe. Canada can ship that oil to Scotland to the Green Moth refinery, and that can fix the problem. Canada could just buy it, so it's just an idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
They just need the infrastructure to actually ship it. Because as far as I'm aware, there is no infrastructure on the Canadian East Coast to.
Yeah, it's hard to get it from the prairies to the East Coast.
You can use the Great Lakes. The Great Lakes are great.
No,
you can
do that far. They don't go far enough over.
They go all the way out. Lawrence Channel.
They don't make it past Ontario.
Mikey's shilling for Illinois again.
Look, I'm getting out of here with or without the state. I'd like to take the state with me, but if I can't bring the state with me, we out of here.
Hey, just do what Russia did and just move the border. You know, it recently moved buoys in one of the rivers near the Baltic states, which caused quite a coup a couple of weeks ago, well, a couple of months ago now.
Well, to be
find
fair,
where the buoys are and just move them.
Mikey, before climate change happened, Mikey could have just like walked his ass to Russia, but
for climate change.
Do you know how far away Alaska is? I have never walked. I don't think I've walked that far in my entire life yet.
I don't think anyone has.
That is many miles.
No, somebody has. Come on now. Somebody has.
That might be
Forrest
one
Gump
person.
I'm thinking if you go way back, how did people get here originally?
They didn't walk all the way here.
Right?
They stopped.
Yeah,
there you go.
Pilgrimages of vast amounts of people moving from one resource to another. Yeah,
We're about to kick off the Underground Railroad Part 2. About to get the hell out of here.
We should be making moves now to secure as many educated Americans, getting them over to our UK business as possible.
We should do a reverse Operation Paperclip. We should start bringing in all the smart brains from like America and just be like,
I think that's a really good idea.
Look, I'm hot.
Scott, we ended up with you.
Shut up.
How dare you talk about my Scott like that?
Thank you, Mikey.
How dare you?
Hello.
At least I'm not some guy
Go
in Essex
on.
who's like
Go
only
on.
black person in Essex. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, Essex. What is that even?
What even is that?
Heel turn from Scott. It's all right, mate.
Whoever heard of an Essex?
Brother, I'll get on the C2C and I'll be in Fenchurch Street.
Right, you gotta go C2C, come to London, do me, are ya? Shut up.
Yeah. And
I've been wanting you to come and do me for months. You haven't done it yet.
All right, now there it is. Okay, we said it. It happened.
That's where you go across the line, Scott.
Those are the lines I want crossed.
We have been working on the
politics.
Hi, Canadian guy. I apologize. I am a massive, unashamed homosexual, and I hit on Wayne constantly just for fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
He looks
all right, Scott. This is why I've put you on top of Wayne in the chat.
If I had my way, I'd be on top of Wayne all the time.
Well, can you change it around if you want?
Oh, Wayne's the top for once.
And I'm I'm just gonna go back to a bit of
boys.
We can talk about politics.
90s pop. And
like I say, this gets us back onto politics. Thank you very much, Maggie Pie, for the very timely super chat.
Never gonna get it.
Thank you, Maggie Pie.
Yeah, saying I hope that Canada and the EU plus the UK sanction the US.
Yes.
Well,
and Mexico.
The Trump tariffs that we all saw back at the beginning of this month were on a 30-day pause. Those are about to be unpaused, and as I think
they pushed it back to
April. They did it again.
April.
Yeah.
I believe now started again.
Yeah.
Why do they keep doing that?
Because he's not going to put them on. He's just threatening them.
It's tax year. It's tax year. Yeah. They can't do it until the tax year ends. Can't do shit.
Or you reckon? You reckon it's just a threat as well?
It's a distraction from other things, and you might use it as an excuse to do something someplace, right?
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah. Nerdy Film, thank you very much for the super chat again. Macron has stood up for Zelensky, Mers did, Tusk, and from Poland did. I ask, where is Starmer? Well, he will respond sooner or later, but
Starmer, it's Friday night. You don't understand. Starmer spends time with his family on a Friday night. Remember, he clocks off at 6:30. Do you remember that? You remember that? Like that. I mean, for our American Canadian friends, they might not, but there was a whole thing about how Keir Starmer likes to spend a Friday night with his family, and the Conservatives got very upset. Well, what if there was an international crisis and he's just, hanging out with his family?
Technically, that international crisis has happened.
Well, yeah, he's hanging out at home. He's playing Jenga or whatever. He's like,
if only there was a device that you could contact people on from a great distance.
I think I have one.
Do you know? Scott,
I have one right here. A bottle.
They have do you put string on it?
The one thing that always gets dropped from that conversation is that his missus is Jewish, so he tries to sort of like adhere to her
Friday night thing.
Yeah, and like no one says anything about that. Oh well, I'm dropping everything on Friday night. Yeah, why?
Any other working person in the country, he should be allowed to have a Friday night with his family if he wants to.
Yeah, Friday night. All you want to do is just have.
You want to get a takeaway and put your feet up.
Exactly.
If you're young, you want to go out. Like it's Friday night.
You want to have a poo, a battered sausage, and a sit down.
Sometimes I poo on other days of the week
of the
too.
Romantics, yeah. You want to have a poo and a sausage. Hey, hello.
No, you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
You've pulled.
Just a little bit of sausage. Just a little bit of housekeeping over here on the bin side. Weebaboo says they need the Quebec pipeline. Carney would have to bring
is that code?
Hold on, Wayne. Jesus. I just said I'm doing house cleaning. And also, mods, I gave you ban hammers for reasons.
I've been just timing them out. That way they're still viewing.
I don't want their views. If they cross the line, do what you do best. You know how I roll. So if they cross the Mikey famine line, then let them eat cake, as I say.
Just get slap happy.
Yeah, that's fine. It's okay. It's okay if you're a little heavy-handed, they can come back later and maybe we'll unban them. But
please, sir, can I have some more?
Yeah. Chris C, thank you very much for the super chat. Starmer has just announced unwavering support for Ukraine following calls with Trump and Zelensky this evening. So, there's been a response. Might have not been fully public yet, but I suspect there will be probably a some sort of formal statement probably soon at some point, if not already. Like I say, we are looking at the end of the Transatlantic Alliance.
Kind of.
If not,
I hope it's not permanent. That's all I got to say.
Because at this point, the ball has already been, but it is firmly in the American Republicans' court. He needs to be removed. Period. He is a problem. He is ruining the economy. He is going after Social Security and Medicaid and Medicare. He's destroying our FDA, our FAA. Like, these are institutions in this country that we need to function. If you do not have a alternative to that, you should not remove that. And the alternative isn't just, we'll just use your millions of dollars that you've saved up. Like, that's not a solution, because whilst all this is going on and whilst the war is looming on our doorstep, our crops are not going into the ground, right? Like, this is why it's boring to govern, right? Like, you don't get to do all the fun and exciting things because there is so much to do on a day-to-day basis to keep 340 million people fed every day. It's a lot of people. And it's a lot of responsibility. But if you just want to be there because it's the biggest stage and you want to make the biggest noise and make the biggest splash in the pool and swing your weight around and just be this big dynamic kind of like a figure, it comes at a cost. So start a war if you want to, Republicans. Who the hell are you going to have fight it? A bunch of skeletons? Do you have necromancers in the cabinet somewhere that we haven't? I mean, I know I've seen RFK Jr. I didn't know he was a necromancer. But if you want to do all of the things that you want to do, there is a way of, like, let's just say that the Republicans did want this to happen. They did want us to get tougher on Ukraine and to really browbeat them and do all those things.
Yes.
Then you write laws. You know what I mean? That is what your job is. You don't just have the president scream at people while there's cameras from every frigging country on the planet staring directly at you. That does not make us strong. That makes us weak. It makes us, even worse than being weak, it makes us look unstable. And unstable is bad for the citizens, and it's bad for business. No one's going to invest over here. No one's going to take your $5 million green gold card. If it's going to
criminals will.
Well, yeah,
criminals
exactly.
will,
criminals
but
will come in.
no one's coming here to start a business and do the right thing and actually do something.
I swear to God, this geezer is a fuck.
You're doing the same thing he's doing, so be quiet, please.
I'll shut up.
But you're not going to get people to come here and bolster, and reach out and strive for their American dream when everything is ruins, when all the little neighborhoods are empty, all these beautiful rows of houses are empty because people, you can't stay. Where are they going to go? So prepare for the mass exodus.
More super chats. We'll continue. Maggie Pie, thank you very much again. The US went isolationist, kind of caused World War II. Yep.
Can't disagree with that.
Chris C, thank you very much again. The Trump administration now considering ending all ongoing shipments of military aid to Ukraine. Well, that is catastrophic. If that happened, Europe is going to have to massively step up on that. That means defense spending is going to have to go up. That's another probably point we're going to have to discuss as well. Tim Ballon, thank you very much again. The European Union Foreign Policy Chief, Kalji Kallas, said the free world now needs a new leader. It absolutely does. I don't think it just needs a new leader. It needs leaders. That has to come from, I think, Europe. Very, very much so. Ever more so. Europe has to really step up, has to lead, and it has to very much be united and stand with one voice. Otherwise, one of the biggest things to come from this is, hey, if, along comes Putin, rattles his saber, America's not going to come to your help. What are you going to do? Putin starts saber rattling against a European country, against a NATO country. That's why I always made a point when Biden ever comes out and said, or used to come out and say, we're going to defend every single inch of NATO territory. Is Trump going to do that?
Yeah, but he started flexing on fucking Canada. Like, what's going on there?
Yeah,
that's mental.
Yeah, Canada just to get back to something I said earlier, where
for Russia, it's he wants that because it has, again, a ton of minerals, ton of energy stuff, it has all the resources he wants, so he never has to go out to anyone else in the world.
Yeah,
it is returned to spheres of influence. Trump gets North and South America. Anywhere else, they can go hang. He doesn't care.
Yeah. So I said earlier that I thought the tariffs are a distraction. They are right now, but he might eventually put them into place just to put more pressure on his people so he can encourage them. Those guys are the bad guys, meaning us, Canadians. They're denying us our resources now, right? They're denying us our resources. We're going after them.
Yeah. Oh
Right?
yeah,
There's
a way he's going to do that. Yeah, he
Right?
wants you guys real bad.
So that's the real doom and gloom scenario.
Let me just come
that I
with
can
another
see.
super chat there, just to follow up on what we said, that there is a very likelihood of some sort of Ukraine-Turkish alliance in the offing now.
Yeah, that's
according
so
to the super
weird.
chat, thank you very much, Tom Murdy. Apparently, the Turkish media are now reporting that Starmer has spoken to Erdogan on the phone following today's event. So Turkey, I think, is also going to get very, very much more involved in European defense as well.
As a Brit, right, and as a football fan, right, Starmer is not the kind of manager that I want to go out and put a shift for. He's just not. He's not strong. He's like just a bit waffy. He's just like if you put Alex Ferguson there, like I'm like, all right, bruv, I'm gonna go and do a shift. But Starmer, no. Even David Cameron at push. Tony Blair, yeah, because I kind of like his
again. Another super chat here: 42,000 people have already signed a petition to block entry for Trump to the UK.
And over here on the bin chat, Christian Cruz says Trump thinks he can out empire Europe, the OGs of empires, and it's strange that it's 2025 and he like has this 1925 mindset where he thinks, okay, let's pull the map out and let's see what kind of deals we can make and what kind of mate, it's all sorted already. Like there is no we're gonna get this for that, and this hasn't been fair to us. Dude, you don't even freaking understand half the shit you're arguing. Like half the things he's mad about, he doesn't understand. Like, he just actually doesn't comprehend.
Mikey,
go ahead, Wayne.
To your point, I would say, bruv, we fucking drew the lines. We drew them straight lines. That's why these countries exist now. Because we are horrible, OG. See you next Tuesdays. I'm trying to curtail my language.
Well done, Wayne.
Bless you.
Iris Reed in the chat says don't fuck with Turkey. It'd be like invading Afghanistan. Exactly.
Yeah. Like one of the biggest problems for this Ukraine war, I want to bring this up because this is something a lot of people don't know. In the beef between Greece and Turkey is real. Like these are two NATO countries that are sitting across from each other, literally that have tanks parked on islands where no one lives in the Aegean.
And doing that.
These two countries have the biggest stockpile of post-Soviet weaponry. And because they cannot end their beef, all that weaponry could have gone to Ukraine. That would have been a massive help for the Ukrainians.
But bruv, it's like all fucking Betamax stuff.
But it works. It's what they need. It's what they use. If you use AA batteries, then you need AA batteries. It's useless for someone who gives you AAA batteries. What do you do? You can't use it. Can't use it with anything else.
Yeah, but when you can't fit it into the slot, it don't work.
Have you not seen the Russians using those North Korean missiles where they've literally got a massive wooden box and they're like hammering in this missile?
They're literally lobbing at them at people. Have that. And then just
anyway, thank you very much for the super chat. Good to see you hosting, Ollie. All power to you. Thank you very much, power to the people.
Nice.
I'd say completely. Like I say, I didn't expect to be hosting tonight, unfortunately, but these things happen, and it's important thing to talk about. But thank you very much for the super chat, Maggie Pie again. Thank you very much.
Oh, Maggie.
Republicans, please remember what happened at Pearl Harbor. The Magla Luminics think that the US is completely untouchable. Not in my history books. Again,
to be
trying to make that point as well.
I'm not trying to be a nitpicker here, but when Pearl Harbor was attacked, we were occupying Hawaii. It wasn't a state yet.
That's actually 100% true. That's historically true.
And 9/11 happened though.
Yeah, Dead City Jen over in the bin chat says, if it's beef between Greece and Turkey and Israel, shouldn't it be called lamb?
Oh,
you got a point.
No, right, no.
You got a point. That is a Euro joke, and I appreciate it. That's a Schwarmer joke. I appreciate it.
That's what happens when you mince your words.
Oh,
Darren,
right. Darren, you.
I'm going into chat, and I'm banning everyone now.
This beef between this argument, this tension between, of course, Turkey and Greece is real. It is a big problem.
Yeah.
It has stopped a lot of stuff actually happening in NATO. But if there's one country that Turkey hates more than Greece, it is Russia.
Yeah.
Right.
It really is Russia.
Right.
You look to the situation that happened with Nagorno-Karabakh, with Armenia when Azerbaijan went and invaded and retook that territory. They had security guarantees from Russia, and Russia just sat and did nothing. And you've got a weird alliance system now where somehow you've got Armenia allying with like America and Russia, but Azerbaijan is siding with Iran and other countries. It's a weird alliance going on there. The Baltics are honestly a massive mess because of that. But that area is interesting to watch too. If you want to like listen in on foreign policy areas, that area could get hot very quickly.
And I don't think it should be lost that while several nations have been like at conflict for like the last decade, let's say, but for the most of us, we've been just kind of resting on our laurels, just hanging out, just kind of being chill, just hanging, nothing really to worry about. So now the siren's going off, the lights are blinking, and everyone's caught flat-footed, and at a time where everyone feels like they're being caught flat-footed, the U.S. could not be in a more a slipperier slope.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like there isn't a way that Trump solves this.
Yeah,
he is incapable. He only makes this worse.
From a European perspective, the Ukraine war woke Europe up to the fact that it needs to take defense spending seriously. It needs to rebuild its capacity. Trump has now made the Europeans really take seriously the whole theory of what you will probably be hearing again and again and again in the next couple of days: European strategic autonomy. You are going to be hearing that phrase non-stop now.
I will go like just as a microcosm, because it is a microcosm that kind of represents all of like Europe. Fix Cyprus, like North and South Cyprus, right? One is Turkish, one is Greek. Fix that shit, right? And we might be able to fix Europe, because that has been going on forever. Forever. And there are so many people. There are so many people like, I'm Turkish Cypriot. No, I'm Greek Cypriot. Right? What the fuck? You're like this tiny little island. It's like
Canada's been sending peacekeepers there for decades.
Yep.
Yeah.
Decades.
Fix that shit.
Again, area of tension between Greece and Turkey. It's been going for a while. It needs to be sorted out, but it's how can you seriously sort that out? It'll be a very hard problem to solve. I agree with you on that. That is definitely something that does need to be solved, but it's getting the Greeks and the Turks to sit down and discuss.
And do you know who's involved in that? Oh, there's an American base on either side. Yep. Well done, everyone.
Iris reading the chat says the bank should shut out trade finance. Could pull the support from Trump. Yeah.
Irish Swede is just a genius on all that sort of stuff. Like he knows his shit.
Yeah, Karen Crossan, thank you again for a super chat here. Remember, Russia originally took Crimea from Turkey back in the 18th century. Yep. Start of the Crimean War.
Yep, 100%.
Well, actually, no. Russia owned it back then. Bizarrely, Russia deployed flammable artillery shells.
Right. Sorry to interrupt. Was it Russia or USSR?
It was Imperial Russia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, it was Tsarist Russia.
Right. Okay. Sorry, I just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah, we're talking 18th century, Victorian here.
I wasn't even a lad.
Yeah, it was still guys on horseback then.
But what if we just grabbed a bunch of elephants and then decided to go over the... No? Okay.
Yes, we go through the Urals. That's what we do. We go through the Urals on elephants.
Yeah, but these are elephants that got armor plating and laser guns.
Bruv, this ain't Gondor, all right? Calm your tits.
You don't know that.
What you trying to say that during them times they didn't run around pretending to be on horseback and have some patsy behind them with coconuts?
Right. Yep. I'm telling you now, if it all kicked off, there would be Ford Escorts all around Essex and Capris.
Yeah, they'd all be at the gas station trying to fill up because they're running rich because they want to make loud popping sounds everywhere, so they just can't get to any other battlefields.
We want our 4-star petrol right now, and we're gonna fuck them up.
Lee, just to point out what Lee said there, it was pre-planned to mug Zelensky. I actually had that conversation today on Facebook with a buddy, basically saying, yeah, Zelensky could disappear right now and Trump could say he was a dictator. I removed him from office.
Yeah, that's
right. When he was I was thinking when the vehicle was sitting outside waiting to take him away and he went and got into it, he could just never be seen again because that's all Secret Service doing that.
No, to your point, that is actually really serious because I think he needs to like proper like just bed in and like knuckle down in his position, because if he does jog on, he can have that excuse. But if he like just like puts his heels in and says, "No, fuck you, I'm having it. Let's go."
Well, this is it. A mineral deal was meant to be signed, but that never got signed. Apparently,
of course, it gets signed.
But was that supposed to be before or after? Was that supposed to be before or after it was supposed to be?
Yeah, after.
I wondered what
there was meant to be a dinner and a meeting, everything. It was meant to be a full day.
I wondered whether the reaction was because somewhere they had there was no agreement on this mineral deal, and that's why Trump was as angry as he was.
Yeah, like I said, that was meant to be signed, but I think it was right. I think we're going to learn again in the next maybe week, maybe later, maybe a couple of years down the line. We'll learn the full truth about what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're going to find out it was all staged.
And to be fair,
it's so obvious it was.
I think Zelensky's suffering from short man syndrome anyway, so that's just me being like very, very pedantic of.
It's not what that word means.
Pedantic.
But anyway, we've got some more super chats coming in. Darren Astaire, thank you very much. The EU has over 300 billion in frozen Russian assets. Exactly, we do. We've got a lot of leverage in that. We should be, I think, seriously considering taking those assets and using that on defense. Convert that into, spending for defense, and send all that ammunition to Ukraine. Thank you very much, Maggie Pie. Again, Mikey, Trump is not unculpable, but he is unwilling. Yep.
Or incapable. Maybe.
Absolutely unwilling on that.
Yeah, he doesn't have the skills required for the job. Yeah. On his best day, he can't do it. Yeah. He can't do it because that means standing up to some. That means standing because that means he'd have to stand up to somebody that he like has a crush on and that told him that he was a good boy, and he has to stand up to that person, and he's never stood up to anybody in his entire life. He only knows how to bully people that he perceives to be weaker than him. He has never stood up for the American people or his businesses, his workers. He's a grifter. I mean, there's a tower in Chicago. They rushed through all the production, all that stuff. Guess who built it? Illegal migrants, according to his wording. They shipped all these people over here from Poland, and they built that stuff. And then as soon as they were done, he said, "This is wrong. This is wrong. This is wrong. Deport them all back." Literally what he did. And then he just stops paying people on stuff in Vegas on his towers and hotels and stuff. He's like, oh, these windows are doing something, so I'm just not going to pay for it. And he went to all those he did all those rallies, and he said, oh, the lighting's bad.
Yeah,
I'm not paying for it. Oh, the microphone doesn't work. I'm not paying for any of it. Like he's a grifter. He's just he's the guy who always forgets his wallet. You know, everybody goes out for pizza, and this asshole has never remembered his wallet one time when everybody goes out to eat wings and watch the game. He just leeches and he's a moocher. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if he
with people in the chat, I'm with what people are saying about Rubio. I'll watch Rubio over the next couple of days and weeks, because Rubio, in that, if you watch that video, Rubio was absolutely gobsmacked in that. Will he stay? Will he go? Will he actually have any influence on Trump on this? Will the Republicans actually put any pressure on him? Who knows? Find out.
And it puts some light on why Zelensky wasn't invited to, where did they go? Riyadh or wherever they went to have that little summit between Russia and the U.S. This is why Zelensky wasn't invited, because they had to go get their marching orders, and now this is what the marching orders are. Just talk them down. Just browbeat them. Put it on TV. Browbeat them. Have some planted questions in there. Just make it look like you're trying to help them, but he's just so ungrateful for the help. Like the fact that someone's country got invaded, and you're gonna sit there with your little ass pants because you don't know how to dress yourself, and your tight ass suit because you don't know how to work out, and you're gonna sit there and tell this man he's ungrateful when this man has 10,000 videos on the internet saying, "Thank you guys so much for your support. You guys are everything to us. Thank you for it." He's done it. And the fact that you didn't watch it is not his fault. And it's like he's always been nothing but gracious whenever it comes to America or whenever it comes to Europe. And to just lie. And that's the emperor has no clothes bit of this whole thing. They will sit there and listen to him be gracious for 10 minutes and then say, well, you got a really bad attitude and you're ungrateful. That's the gaslighting. You know what I mean? That's the sky is red, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Isn't
it red?
Good point out that all of this was the reaction. There's no one that has seen that interaction, like on news channels around the world, especially in Europe, that's just gone, that was good.
Yeah,
that they've all turned around and just gone, that was
no.
cool.
Well, his supporters have.
It was
all of his supporters. I've loved it. They're loving.
Oh yeah,
it.
His supporters have loved it, but every single of his allies is.
Yeah, he showed that freeloader Zelensky.
Yeah.
Some of his supporters are being confused by it. Why does he do this? Why isn't he? Like, there's some town halls going on in the United States that now there's town halls being canceled in the United States because there's so much pushback going on.
Yeah.
Right?
They can't take it.
The Republicans don't want to hear it. Right?
Nope.
And another thing about Trump, you were saying earlier, where, the Republicans can put pressure on him, right, to do something, but it's just temporary. It's like he wakes up the next day and forgets all about that. And now he's back on his track.
Yep.
Right? They put pressure on him. He kind of changed, and now he's back on his track. So he's confused. There is something maybe not connecting up there either, right? So
then like when the reporter asked him, was like, well, are you excited about the meeting with Zelensky, even though you called him a dictator? He's like, I said that. Like genuinely confused. Like, wait, I said that. Like, he needs to go.
Yeah.
Like
that might have been more of I said that on camera. That might have been more.
Here's the fucking receipts, you little cunt.
So
deal with it.
But again, thank you very much for the super chat there, Alexander Campbell. Yeah, thank you very much. Rubio has already been sidelined. That's could have very well happened.
Probably.
I was talking to my pal from she lives in Orlando. Yeah, she lives in Orlando. And she was talking about Rubio, and she was talking about them two little twats from Romania that are UK citizens and also American citizens. Yeah. You know where I'm going.
Yeah.
And
he let two suspected rapists go into
sex traffickers.
Yeah, back into the country because people like them.
You don't know what you're talking about.
And I
apparently Baron Trump is a big fan. Explain to me how they got in here then.
The thing is, I said to her, I was like, look, I don't like these geezers. I don't like Rubio. But I'll give him a fist bump for like just saying, nah, don't want him. And she was like, going, yeah, but there's a reason that they've got in it. I'm like, okay, let's deal with this. And she's a very left liberal person, but there's a reason that they got in here, and that's the scary thing: the fact that they've got in here. Even right wing Tories are saying we want to extradite them to the UK for them to face charges. And I was like, what is going on right now? I'm agreeing with a right wing like Republican and a right wing Tory, and I want to see these two particular persons get a day in court. But it's just being allowed. What's that about? What is that about?
I think it's the craziest thing.
Yeah, even Ron DeSantis found out they came out that they were there angry. Through the news. He was like, "What the? Apparently they're here." Okay.
Yeah. We've got another super chat from Phil Nerdy. Thank you very much. The party of Reagan is now dead. He's probably turning his mate in his grave. So much for the free world.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that statement 100%. Yeah, Reagan was strongly against Russia and whatnot like that, but he's the one that started the fucking oligarch coming into power. So he's happy about half of it, at least.
So, Mike Higgins, thank you very much. UK and EU sanctions to target assets of Trump and his cabinet. Well, let's tariff his golf courses.
No one goes anyway.
Yeah,
true.
Maybe just take him off him and use him to help fund the war.
Well, like I say, just to let you know, guys, we are coming up to 11 o'clock, so we've got 15 more minutes, so we'll call it a day after that. But so we've got 15 more minutes left. So I suppose, is there anything else anyone wants to sort of talk up or talk about this week going on? Or
bruv, no, what we need to do is get everyone super chats in right now.
Let's go. Maggie Pie, thank you very much again. Do you know what would be an amazing plot twist, guys? Putin turning on Trump and getting a bit hostile towards the US. I've already heard they fancy Alaska. Well, that is true. They have actually expressed interest in reclaiming Alaska on that front. So that could, if that ever happens, that would be hilarious.
I think Trump would do a deal with Putin and give him Alaska, just to say, "Look at the deal I made. I'm so proud." Where Putin's just laughing his ass off at him the whole time.
Oh, do you know what a flex that would be? You imagine that? Just like, this is what I do, bruv. That'd be so funny.
The only thing I would love to know is, I noticed, Sally, you brought in the WWE steel chair bit there, and that made me chuckle.
Yeah.
I would love to know what would be your wrestling name. Mine would have to be the Yorkshire pudding. You know, I'd serve them up a massive Sunday roast until after the flounder.
That's brilliant.
Dive on top of them for the
No, you can't have that. You can't have that.
Well, thank you very much, Darren Aster. Trump would let Putin have Alaska so long as Russia helped invade the US. So as the US invade Canada. Yeah, probably. I mean, deals can be cut all the time with Trump by the looks of it.
Dow jumping off the top rope, 5-star frog splash, and going, Yorkshire!
Yorkshire, have it.
I think you'll find the correct Yorkshire term for that move would be called the gravy splash, Wayne.
Yes, Yorkshire lads love gravy.
Oh my day!
Can you blame them?
No. If you want to do a little round panel, Scott, I want yours as well.
Oh, what, my wrestling name?
Yeah.
Well, because like I think my wrestling name was already taken by somebody. Because it would be, Scotty Too Hottie is awesome wrestling name.
Yeah, you're not too hotty.
Excuse me? How dare you? You're more dick than you get pussy, bro. So what would be my name? I don't know.
The Wayne Slayer.
I like that. That's good.
At WrestleMania, Scott fucks Wayne.
He's going to buy you tickets now. Be careful.
Yes. I'll be like, I was just joking, and you're like, yeah, whatever.
Well, what would your wrestling name be then, Wayne?
Oh yeah, you know, man, I'm Wayne Maker. I'm
the Wayne Maker.
Yeah.
And
Lil
Mikey,
Wayne.
what would yours be?
His is Lil Wayne.
I gotta take off, guys. We'll talk to you all later.
Yes.
All right.
Nice to meet you, man.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Well,
Later, Ali.
Right, so Mikey, what's yours then?
Wrestling name? I mean, Mikey Famine's pretty epic already.
No, it's not. It's pretty
fair enough, I think.
Yeah. Just have like a bone mask that I wear, like a skull mask. That'd be enough.
Yeah.
I've known you too long. I need you to have some proper epic name, man.
Yeah. Something else that's actually quite an interesting talking point as well. There is a lot of beef between Russia and China as well. As Paul Ewan points out with his super chat, dear China, forget Taiwan, you can have Serbia. Oh yeah, they are eyeing up that area. Make no mistake, Russia is very well aware of that. They're aware of that as well.
And so, like, if and when all this kicks off, people have to remember that China has, what is it, 150 standing army, 150,000,
and North Korea as well.
I mean, look around, y'all. Look around.
I'm not just right. South Korea is literally jacked up and ready to go, like constantly, like on a like foot to go.
Remember when they tried that coup for 15 minutes? And they were like, excuse me, sir, you're about to go to jail. Get your ass out of that chair. Vote him out. We're done with him. Get him out of here.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck. They're ready to go. They're ready to go.
You've seen all the videos of how North Korean troops have performed in Russia.
Oh, yeah. Have you cried hard enough? Like, if you don't cry hard enough, you go into prison. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, it's that to me was a massive turning point, and it made it very, very clear that this war had become very, very international. What has happened to those troops? Apparently, they've now been pulled back because even Kim Jong-un was like a bit perturbed by the amount of losses his troops were suffering in that conflict. So it looks like they've been pulled well behind the lines now to logistical roles, apparently.
And that's one of the strengths of the United States Armed Forces is because we can get, what do you want, 1,000 tanks? We can get 1,000 tanks across the globe, 36, 48 hours. Like it's different when you can move mountains overnight.
Yep.
And not having that. It's a different kind of conflict when someone can literally bring up every artillery shell you ever saw in your life right up against your border in less than a week. That's different. Like that makes the fight different. But how many of those guys do we have now? How many are we going to keep? How many are over here only in the Army or only in the Marines because they want to go to college or they are broke and this is the best job that they could find? These are not actual, you know what I mean? These guys aren't exactly dedicated to the defense of nation and country like they were maybe in earlier conflicts when there was an existential threat that was that everyone was staring down the barrel of. At this point, people were going there because it was a good, cushy government job.
Bruv, it's clandestine conscription. Like they want to get a job, they want to have a purpose, and here it is. And to your point earlier, America has over 900 military bases around the world. This is the biggest fucking army ever. And I say army, like I'm talking about Navy and all your other different like descriptions of.
You mean military?
Yeah, just that. Your guys are everywhere, just fucking everywhere. I think they sort of like saw World War II and went, do you know what? Yeah, we need to stop this shit going on again, and just popped people all over the place. And yeah,
like I say, any war in the Pacific will basically be a rerun of World War II against Japan.
100%.
It will be, you will have to go from island to island and you'll have to dig them out.
Yep.
That is what that conflict would be. And then, of course, you'd have to get onto the mainland. And that in itself would be a very, very big task. And then stay on the mainland, build a bridgehead, push out from that bridgehead, make a breakout. Where do you go then? Where do you fight?
And then just pop a base there as well.
Yeah, like I say, a fight against China would be very, very difficult. Very, very difficult indeed. They know it, but it's what China's war aims are, and it's always what are the war aims. If their aim is to take Taiwan, then their aim would be to take Taiwan as quickly as possible before the US turns up, before that US Navy turns up, because they need to get across that channel and get as much stuff as they can into Taiwan as quickly as possible.
I guarantee China owns so much of Taiwan, but we don't know. But it's done through, again, very sort of like clandestine means. So
Irish Swede in the chat says there are 12 super carrier groups in the world that control the seas. The U.S. accounts for 11 of those 12.
There you go. There you go.
Yep.
I'm not wrong in my analysis. I'm wrong in most of my crap that I talk about, but yeah.
So he's aware of it. Okay.
Mikey, I will literally slap the right wing propaganda out of your face.
Tori says what?
Oh no!
Oh,
no!
Oh dear.
Accidentally voted for a Tory, and then you tried to throw that my way. Like I forgot. I had that right here in this inside pocket that I don't tell people about.
Anyway, before we continue with that rebuttal, there are only a couple more minutes left. So if you are going to donate any super chats, please do get them in while Wayne gets some burn cream.
Literally,
aloe vera, baby.
Massively get some burn cream.
That was proper.
The thing is, like
Darren.
The beauty of me and Mikey is like when we bench, like we go hard, like we don't give a fuck, like we will just tear each other a new one. So I appreciate
somebody clip that.
oh.
I like messing with Wayne because Wayne does not know how to keep buying new shovels every time he gets in a hole. He just like, now this shovel will work. The last two were no good, but this one, I got a feeling about this one.
But
just to bring us some more news, apparently, there are now calls for Marco Rubio to resign.
Oh, really?
Coming out.
Why?
They're basically saying this goes against everything that Marco Rubio is, what Trump is doing goes against everything he's ever stood for, everything he ever believes in.
They don't like white rapists.
Time to resign.
Can you say that again, Ali? I couldn't hear because someone was screaming over the top of you.
Yeah. So, like I say, they've according to this what I've just read very quickly, they're now calling for Marco Rubio to resign because it is going against everything he's ever stood for, everything he's ever said about foreign policy, his entire belief system about the international world order. He's a big believer in European defense, or has been in the past. He spoke out very positively about it. There's now some people calling on him to resign to try and make Trump change his mind.
I don't think that's going to make Trump do anything, though.
But yeah,
No.
I don't think it will either.
Yeah.
But it's about how much pressure. That is the question. Probably we'll have to see how much pressure can they now put on him to
reverse course.
Mm. But thank you very much, Maggie Pie. Again, Article 5 might be the only time that Trump pulls out.
Trump doesn't do that sort of thing anymore. He's too old, and his penis is too shriveled.
I'm just going to put this Article 5 on my.
Yeah.
Clarion question, thank you very much again for super chat. The US can prevent China from invading somewhere, but 11 carrier groups can't fight in China. Yep. Like at some point they're going to get on the mainland.
To be fair, why would you pull out when you're lucky to actually get some fucking action when you look like that?
Trump hasn't done that in years. Yeah. Why do you think he's so angry?
Why do you think Melania is still there?
Yeah, because she had to
money.
If she still had to do it with him, she would have been long gone. Do you know what I mean?
That was a one and done thing.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm just
guys,
together, would she still wear that massive hat?
That's exactly what I was going to say. She's wearing a defensive fucking perimeter on her bonce. Like, you don't do that if you do not want to kiss someone.
Ali, who just left us, the Canadian Ali man, says Trump won't see Rubio resigning as pressure, just him getting out of the way. Yeah, because then they'll just grab somebody else from Fox News and throw him in there.
That's what I was just about to say. It'd be like it would just somebody else would just come along. You know, it's not gonna really do anything.
Why not just grab one of the Tank brothers? You know,
at this rate,
you said their names.
Did I?
Yep.
No, he didn't. He said taint.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Very clever, that Mikey Famine.
Yeah, look at you.
Well, I don't.
Almost like I've been broadcasting.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, yeah.
That guy.
But we are now coming up to the time of our end together. So, like I say, it was a very, last minute. Of course, this all came about. But thank you very much.
Happy birthday, Graham.
Yeah, happy birthday, Graham.
Hey! Happy birthday! You silly little toffee.
I didn't know.
Oh, I bet he's up in Biter Grove having a wheel of a time. wrong city entirely.
Yeah, I was about to say that's literally the other side of the country.
Wrong city and wrong
part of the country. Hey, I've had a really good time, guys. Thank you very much.
No, excellent. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching on my channel. And like I say, thank you very much to everyone on the Bin channel as well. And like I say, if you aren't subscribed to
please.
The Bin channel, hop on over.
We need you. We need to get to 1,000.
Give them a sub.
We need to get our 1,000, and we're halfway there. And let me do a little wrap up too. For all of my mods out there, thank you guys for cleaning up the bots, because as soon as anything Russia related came up, the bots always show up, dropping links and I am pretty, want to click, like all that bullshit. Thanks for getting rid of all that nonsense. If you guys do want to support us financially, we do have a patreon.com/thepinpodcast. I think our next show is not until Tuesday, but maybe we'll have some weekend updates where we have to unfortunately go live because of pressing things. Thank you, Bowler Hat Man, Ali, for setting this up for us. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, excellent. No problem. Like I say, this is a really easy platform to use, so I don't mind.
I loved it. I didn't know you was driving the show tonight, but yeah, it's graft. It's graft driving the show.
Yeah, no, I just have to keep you all in order.
But I would very much like to see you and all of our other guests on the bin, and just us calling each other very rude.
Like I say, if you want to have me come on and discuss foreign affairs, I'm more than happy to come on and discuss foreign affairs.
Can you imagine me and Bowler Atman doing a live stream? All the beer is up, I hope.
Yeah, they up.
But did you like the gravy? Did you like the gravy?
Oh, Yorkshiremen love gravy. And at the end, it'll be, I'll sit there.
Yeah.
I'll sit there.
I'd like to say thank you very much, Darren, for coming on as well.
Oh,
yeah, and of course, Canadian Ollie as well. If you're still in the chat, thank you very much for coming on as well. Have I missed anyone out? I think that's everyone.
No, we've got Scott the Perv.
Oh yeah, we've got Scott as well. Yeah, we've already thanked Scott.
I thanked you guys. I started with the thanks. Okay, I am the original.
All right, Scott, you built the wall and then you walked into it. All right.
Well, you know, it is what
there is some requests in the chat for an after party. I normally don't do this, but I just dropped a StreamYard link in the chat over on the bin. It's going to be open to everybody. I'm not going to let everybody on the camera at the same time because it'll be a nightmare. But I'm going to get some food and grab another cup of tea, and then I'll come in and maybe I'll do like another half an hour, 45 minutes or something like that. It's not going to be live. It'll be off air. But if you guys want to like network and get together and do that kind of stuff, we should have that venue open for you. So I will do that. It is in the chat right now.
Send a link. I'll jump in.
Cool, excellent. So before we go, thank you very much again, Maggie Pie. Thank you very much for the super chats this evening.
You're the best, Maggie.
Yeah, bring out the Putin plus Trump shipping adult artworks. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that already exists.
Yeah, don't go on Twitter for a couple days. It's going to be nasty.
Leave that.
So, thank you very much, everyone. Again, like I say, thank you very much to all our guests we've had this evening. And as always, we'll see you all next time.